What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 75. We're starting today's stuff on the back of our big win over Barcelona through to the Champions League semi-finals to take on the old lady Juventus. But it did come at a cost. Yeah, the guy that scored our first goal as part of the comeback in the second leg, Victor Osimhen, sprained his knee. I believe for the second time this season, a 4-week injury for Osimhen, along with a knock or two as well. It's funny because he doesn't have the injury-prone tag, and that's already at the very least, his third injury of the season. But thankfully, there is a bit of good news. Yep, Osimhen might be done for 4 weeks. He'll miss both legs of the Champions League semi-final and probably all 5 of our final games in the Bundesliga as well. Whereas we know we are 3 wins away from the title. The good news is Nico Schlotterbeck is back. Yes, finally. He's been down since match day 3 when he got the ACL in our victory over Hoffenheim way back in September. Or was it August? No, I think it was the start of September. But even so, he's been gone for actually the entire season. And finally, after all this time, Nico Schlotterbeck is back. Wow. I mean, seriously, it's been a long time, and we definitely have struggled without him as well, no doubt about it. I mean, the injury problems we had this season have been well documented, we had a couple of 3-month injuries for players like Gravenberch, for example, but Schlotterbeck's injury has been the big one. All season long we've missed him, and Bella Kotchap, to be fair, has come in for the season being the main partner with the Lit, but there's quality that Nico has that is why I really wanted to bring him back, and there are so many reasons why he's just so advantageous in this team, because I really do feel that whether you're playing a 4 at the back or a 5 at the back or a 3 at the back, whatever system you've got, you always need a centre half that can pass the ball out very accurately, dictate tempo, very composed on the ball. You need someone like that if you are one of the elite teams, because elite teams nowadays don't hoof it. They pass out from the back. Always, and you've seen this season so often that I've given goals away from passing out from the back and getting it horribly wrong. I mean, you saw in the Barcelona game, I think 2 or possibly even 3 of the 4 goals we conceded in the new camp came from giving the ball away, passing out from the back. Bella Kotchap, I think, was guilty of 2, if not, then definitely, I remember one of the goals, passing out from the back and giving it away. Schlotterbeck would never give the ball away. He's just that good at passing. So that is the quality we've missed with Nico. So to go back for both legs of the Champions League semi-final versus Juve and the final 5 Bundesliga games, absolutely massive bonus. So heading into the first game of today's episode, Borussia Mönchengladbach at home, a chance to get our first of the 3 wins we need to win the title. And whilst we were missing Victor Osimhen, we've had several players chip in with goals this season. Florian Wirtz is our second highest scorer. Karim's got a lot. In fact, I think he's our second highest scorer in the Champions League as well. Musiala has got a couple as well. Not too many in the Bundesliga, but even so, I still felt we'd get the goals even without Victor, and we did as well. Karim with 1, Moukoko in for Osimhen gets another, and then 2 for Bauer as well in a 4-0 victory. This dude, I mean, seriously, I've played him a lot this season. As we see, we still have a gap of 7 points here with 4 games to go. So again, the scenario is still the same here. Win 2 of our final 4 and we are champions. But with Bauer, I've played him a lot this season, but I've never really known where he's best, because I've had him a little bit further forward in CAM. I have had to fill him in at left back and also right back when Baku went down. He finally comes back here after the 4-week injury here against Werder Bremen. 3-month injury against Werder Bremen here. But, for Bauer, I've never really known what his best position is. Wherever he's played, he's done a really good job. I said box to box, probably. That's where he was in that last game there. It was man of the match as well. I just bloody love players that are so versatile. Do you know what I mean? I love players that can just play in multiple positions. There's just something about it, especially again when you've got a squad like this that's really thin, loads of fixture congestion. You have no idea how invaluable they are, knowing that if you've got a bit of a crisis at fullback or CM or on the wing, it's alright, you got one lad on your bench that can do anywhere, play anywhere. The James Milner, if you will. He's the James Milner of this team. Anyway, heading into the second game of this episode, Werder Bremen away at the Weserstadion, and heading into the game, well, I'll be totally honest here. Bremen this season, not a great campaign for them. I felt very confident in this one. We were leading by a goal early on in the first half through you-know-who, Florian Wirtz. What a season for him. And then in the second half, well, yeah, I'll be honest. You saw me miss a penalty intentionally earlier on this season. Against Borussia Dortmund, I think it was, for what was a ludicrous decision. This one, a little bit more debatable. I can see why it was given. There was a clear shirt pull inside the area, but it was very soft. Like, it was a very, very soft penalty awarded. Personally, because my man stayed on his feet, I was surprised. When the whistle went, I thought there might have been an offside somewhere. But actually, no, I was very surprised he gives a penalty. That's why I missed it intentionally. I didn't think it was personally. Again, I could see why it was given, because my man stayed on his pitch, stayed on his feet. I think it would have been a very harsh penalty to give, so I missed it intentionally. It didn't really matter though. I knew we were going to wrap the game up later on, and we did. Malik Till made it 2-0. Werder Bremen did not take a shot in the entire game. It was a training exercise, that game, so I knew I'd get the 3 points, even with a missed penalty, and we did as well. Yep, comfortable 2-0 victory, and we are now just one win away from the Bundesliga title. But before the chance to get there, we have this midweek Champions League semi-final first leg, and we are travelling to Turin to take on the old lady right now, top of the Serie A, in the final four. And yep, he's still there. Dusan Vlahovic, one of the highest potential players in the game, now 91 overall, 27 years old, in his peak. This guy is just physically unbelievable, man. 6'3", 97 strength, incredible finishing, and they've also still got Chiesa on the wing as well. They've added to the team with great strength too. Koulibaly's now their captain. Of course, he's a little bit senior now, but even so, Bruno Guimaraes is in as well. Renan Lodi, who we had way back in Season 1 with Nottingham Forest on loan for half a year. It's a fantastic team. I would definitely say very, very balanced between the two teams here. Neither, I would say, has more quality than the other. But heading into the game, can I just say, how cool is it to have the Allianz Stadium, Juve Stadium, back in the game? Yeah, many years, and with Juventus's sponsorship with Konami now coming to an end, like Piemonte Calcio. I mean, I understand, but I really feel like for a game like FIFA on console, where you can't edit things like you can on PC, I really do feel as though licensing is a lot more important. Now, you know me, I love Football Manager. I've been playing since Championship Manager 4 a long time ago now, CM4, way back in the day. One of the reasons why it's not a big deal that Sports Interactive don't have all of the licensing, and in fact a lot of the licensing for players, for staff, for teams, and and so on, and for national teams as well. The reason why it's not a big deal is because before you start a save, you can edit it. You can put them back in. It's fine. Like, it's totally fine. It's not a big deal. The logos are missing in the Premier League, for example. Not a problem. It takes like 15 minutes to get the logo pack and put it in the game, and then there you go. It's not a big deal. But of course on the console it's a little bit different. When you're in the Champions League semi-final and you've got Piemonte Calcio with fake kits, it's like just kind of ruins it a little bit, do you know what I mean? But now Juventus are back in it, it's really cool. It got a lovely real stadium, as we know Juventus, really nice. I think it should be bigger really for a club of Juve standard, but even so, lovely real stadium, obviously gorgeous kits as well, and an iconic team, of course. So taking on Juve, I was really excited for the game, really excited. But the reason why I didn't even need to commentate over it is because of this. It was terrible. It was a really poor game, absolutely shocking. I don't know whether I was taken back by the occasion. Champions League semi-final first leg, obviously a little bit nervy. Don't get me wrong. Maybe thinking about the first leg away in Barcelona in the previous round, where I shipped 4 goals in an hour, and thinking I cannot be as weak and as fragile as I was in that leg there. I don't know. I was really strong at the back, to be fair. De Ligt heading back to Juve was man of the match. I tell you, he was safe as ours in that game. I was worried about Vlahovic in the game, to be fair. He got nothing, absolutely nothing. Matthias de Ligt literally just smothered him. He was so tight to him and did not get Vlahovic a single inch of space to take a shot. But other than that, it was a really poor game. Like, I had some chances in the first half, but really, my finishing was poor. Ledesma between the sticks made a couple of pretty simple saves, to say the very least. But yeah, it wasn't a great game, I'll be totally honest there. 0-0 the final score and a ties balance heading back to our Allianz, but of course the fake Allianz, if you will, heading back to Munich, 0-0. And yeah, the first time in the knockout stages, we head back home with the tie level. Hangs in the balance heading back to Munich. So yeah, final game of today's episode on the back of the draw there. RB Leipzig away in Leipzig, taking on Red Bull here, and heading into this game, we knew just 1 point would see us be champions. That's all we needed, just a draw to win the title away from home. And with Juve in midweek, I did decide to field a weakened side. Kimmich would start, yes. Musiala would start, yes. Lambert would start between the six, but for the most part, it was a really, really weak side because I knew 1 point from 3 games, yeah, no doubt about it. That should be pretty simple for us to do with Freiburg and Hertha Berlin to come. But I'd love to get it done here and make a statement because the first team to beat us domestically this season was RB Leipzig. They thrashed us 4-2 at our turf way back in October, I think it was. And I'd love to make a statement. There were a different team since then. I said Leipzig would be my toughest opponent this year to challenge for the title. It was definitely looking that way, but they've really fell off the pace in the second half of the season, and Dortmund are now currently the closest to us. But a point in this game sees us win the title. So, yep, heading into it, even though we had a weakened side out there, I just went straight at them. Scored 2 early goals. First Malik Tillman and then Thomas Müller, the vet, in one of his final games for the club, makes it 2-0. And whilst Leipzig would get back in the game, Bauer, with his 3rd goal in 3, makes it 3-1. Oh, I love this kid, man. He is so, so good. Yeah, Bauer with the finish. 2-goal cushion restored, heading into the break. And with 3 minutes to go, swarming RB Leipzig. I have to say, I love this. I really, really do. Swarming RB Leipzig, not giving them just a moment to breathe, even though we're still leading by 2. I said I wanted a statement, and we certainly did. We lost 4-2 in a reverse fixture at the Allianz. Leipzig went top back then. I was very, very worried that, you know, we might struggle against them in the reverse fixture as well with a chance to win the title and lose some confidence heading into that Juve game midweek. Absolutely bloody not. Leipzig 1, Bayern 4, and even a weakened Bayern team can still put the sword to them. What a win that was. Probably, I've got to be honest here, probably one of my favourite wins of the whole season. I mean, seriously, that was brilliant. Like, we had a mixture of, you know, first team players out there. You know, obviously Schlotterbeck started, Baku started. You know, we still have some starters out there, but for the most part, you know, a weaker lineup than we possibly could have fielded, and we just ran rampant. Yeah, I tell you what, I was looking for revenge in that game, and I certainly got it. And there it is, Bayern Munich with 2 games to go, are champions of the Bundesliga. This year, we were asked to win a domestic double, and we were embarrassed in the DFB Pokal early with a knockout at home to Freiburg. Asked to reach the final of the Champions League, and we got a chance to do that if we can overcome Juve midweek. But 1 trophy down, 1 to go. The Bundesliga is back in the cabinet, and after a trophyless campaign, this season has not been without its struggles. The cup was embarrassing, but at least I've done my job in the league. Bayern Munich are back on top of the throne in the Bundesliga. But that will end today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of our final 2 Bundesliga games, and of course, most importantly, the second leg of that Champions League semi-final against Juventus.